Hi everyone, my name is Matt Akerman and today's CPD is about specifying a lift for your patients. It's something you probably do all the time, but we're going to delve into some of the different types and options available. So the plan is to start today with a little about us, Gartec Home, before looking in depth at what to look for and analyse when you're specifying a home lift, the types of lift available, more about the little known platform lift, rules and regulations around them, and finishing off with a couple of case studies. We are Gartec Home, sister company to Gartec, our commercial branch. We're proud to be the #1 supplier of enclosed platform lifts in the UK, and we're fully owned by Oretco, who manufacture our lifts in Sweden, so we have a great relationship with the factory. These are our team members. Bill and I are the first point of contact if you need advice, support, quotes, information or site visits. Amanda is our project engineer. Marcus and Steve are our platform installation team. We have created a specialist home team to give homeowners the white glove treatment they deserve. We operate across the country for installation and servicing, so we'll make sure you're well looked after. We've got 3 main models which we'll look at in more detail later. A compact through-floor equivalent called the 4000, our bestseller, the 6000, which is ideal for wheelchair users and carers with bigger sizes, and the home lift, which is a design-driven smart lift offering a connected app. We'll look at them more later. We've also got the only showroom in the UK with a fully working 6000 and home lift. These are at our head office in Aylesbury in Buckinghamshire. Let's get into the detail of specifying a home lift. I'm sure many of you know this, but once that you know you need a lift, these are the key areas to focus on. First things first, take a look at your patient. The weight and physical size seems obvious, but some home lifts are quite limited. If your patient is in a wheelchair, remember to include the weight and size measurements of this too, and take into account if there will be a larger, heavier or reclining wheelchair required further down the line. Children are key with the future planning aspect. Will an electric chair be needed? Do parents need to travel too? Also think about both physical and mental ability. Are they ambulant? Can they self-propel? Or do they require a carer at all times? In which case the lift needs to carry them too. Slightly outside the box, think about the ability to control the lift as well. Pressing or holding, turning and directing. The next thing to consider is the property. Sometimes finding a suitable location can be tricky if there isn't an obvious location, for example the stairwell. Ideally siting the lift so that it is within the stairwell area keeps all the vertical circulation together rather than one going from a room to another above. If your patient has a wheelchair, then you also need to think about entering and exiting and turning circles on each landing. Generally, a 1500mm turning circle is recommended, but think about the size of the patient's wheelchair or potential future wheelchairs, as more space may be required. The last area to help you specify the right home lift for your patient is the features of the lift itself. Some of these are dictated by ability and size. You will pretty much always know if your patient needs a seated or wheelchair lift and the lifting capacity. If your patient is or is going to struggle with opening doors or operation, consider what can be automated to make life easier and things such as call button locations. Style can be a big factor for some patients, especially when they're topping up the funding. There are a number of styles of lift and features available to customize them to suit the client's individual requirements. Budget can be a huge deciding factor for many projects, especially where it is reliant purely on the grants or funding. We've seen a few projects where the patient didn't want to have the proposed lift, so they used personal funding to get the lift they wanted. Rather than adapting a home or doing costly extensions for single-storey living, fitting a lift allows full access over the property at a fraction of the cost. Strong consideration should also be given to servicing and maintenance packages, A well looked after lift will last many years and provide trouble-free usage. So now we've analysed requirements, let's look at the lifts available. There are three main options: the stair lift, through floor lifts and platform lifts. We all know stair lifts. Typically there are two types, straight and curved. They travel up and down the stairs on a rail. The main benefits are the short lead time, quick installation and low cost. This type of lift is only suitable for ambulant persons able to get in and out of the seat. Other limitations are the space taken up on the staircase and the speed and capacity. In the images here you can see a typical installation on a straight flight of stairs. Note the space they take at the bottom and how they can potentially restrict access. Through floor lifts are widely recognised throughout the industry, providing a cost-effective means of vertical travel. They run on fixed guides at the back of the lift that are permanently on display. There is no enclosure, it's just a platform that travels up and down the guides through an aperture in the ceiling. When in the raised position, you can walk under the lift, and when it's down, you can walk over the panel that fills the aperture in the floor above. They're quick to install and footprints are quite small. It is only possible for this type of lift to serve 2 floors, and generally the entrance has to be on the same side on both floors. The capacity is usually around 250 kilograms, and due to the sizes, they are only suitable for a lone wheelchair user or a seated person. As there is no shaft, this can be seen as a benefit given the illusion of more space when the lift is on the other floor, but can also be a concern for some homeowners with small children or pets, as they could potentially get under the lift. There is a safety plate preventing any crushing, but if an item such as a toy was left underneath, it would prevent the user from being able to get down and exit the lift. Some of these models will require a location close by to house a separate machine room or pump box. A platform home lift is the third option that you can specify. This style of lift comes with a fixed shaft enclosure with a door on each landing. It is just the internal platform and console that travels within the shaft. They are very flexible with multiple sizes, serve up to 6 stops, doors are located on up to 3 sides and capacities of up to 410 kilograms. This allows them to be configured to suit most homes and user requirements. With the larger sizes and high lifting capacities, it gives the option for a carer to be able to travel with a wheelchair user, or to take any electric or bariatric wheelchair, which can be too large or heavy for any other type of lift. With many options and glazed shaft panels, they can be designed in to make a real feature and great addition to any home without looking like a disabled piece of equipment. As the doors cannot be opened unless the lift is there, it gives the added security of not being able to get under the lift. Platform lifts are the highest cost of the 3 options, but offer the most flexibility and control over design and most importantly allow for future-proofing. Control of the lift is by constant pressure buttons or via a remote control handheld device. Although they have a permanent structure taking up room, there are many sizes to suit most properties. Next, we're going to explore platform lifts a bit more, as they aren't so well known. A platform lift is an L-shaped carrier, made up of the platform floor and console, which is moved up and down inside the lift shaft. When you stand on the platform inside, you can see all the way to the top. The platform is driven up and down using a screw and nut drive system. A threaded bar or screw runs the whole length of the lift. An electric motor turns the nut and drives the lift up and down on the screw. The controls on the platform are constant pressure. You hold them down to make the lift travel between floors. This means you can pause and change direction halfway through travel if desired. We've got a quick video that helps visualise how platform lifts
work. Entirely designed and produced in Sweden. Thanks to its smart design, it easily adapts to all housing needs. The L-shaped platform and stylish control panel are run by an innovative driving system which only takes 21 centimeters, allowing you to move freely between floors. All Gartec Home lifts can be customized. Doors can be placed on 3 different sides and are available in different types and sizes. Full-height glass door, double-hinged glass door for smart and compact living, and half-height glass door for optimal visual experience. Glass panels are available in clear, tinted, frosted, dark tinted, and different sizes. While for wall panels, you can choose between EPS or rock wool. Gartec Home lifts can be ordered in 213 colors, and they also come in 11 different sizes, with several matte options to adapt to any home interior style and need. Thanks to its unique structure, Gartec Home lifts can cover up to 6 floors with a maximum travel height of 13 meters. Doors can be placed on different sides on different floors. On the ground level, the home lift can be set directly on the floor, and access can be granted through a ramp. Or you can easily optimize the comfort with a 5-centimeter pit. Behind the control panel seats the screw and drive system, available for 1 or 3-phase power supplies, that allows the platform to move at 15 centimeters per second, using less power than your washing machine. All Gartec Home lifts are fully certified according to the highest international safety standards. Each lift features safety edges all around the platform, and they are all equipped with 2 motors, so that, in case of a power failure, the secondary motor allows the platform to travel to the landing floor. To enhance safety, doors are locked during the platform travel until it has reached the selected floor. Unlike conventional lifts, Gartec's smart structure doesn't require any machinery room, safety pit, or counterweight. This is why Gartec's home lifts are easier and quicker to install. They take very little space and can adapt to any environment.
Although the video touched on some of these items, let's just recap on the safety features. The speed is limited by regulations to 0.15 meters per second. There is also a pressure-sensitive safety edge around the platform, so if something is dropped and gets caught between the moving platform and fixed wall panels, the lift stops. The emergency stop button does the same thing to give carers a really quick way to stop the lift if required. The shaft supply means you can't get underneath the lift as the doors lock as soon as the platform leaves the landing. A telephone or hands-free auto dialer, which can be programmed with up to 5 numbers, is also fitted, giving a means of communication in the event of an emergency. Finally, if there is a power cut, the emergency battery backup and lowering facility will allow the user to exit the lift without any external assistance. It is usually fairly straightforward to fit a lift. Once a location has been found, it's just a case of forming an aperture through the floor, creating a shallow 50mm recess or pit, and running a dedicated single-phase 20-amp power supply and telephone connection to the lift. Once the site is prepared, the lift can be installed. They come in a modular format, making it straightforward to get into the property and build up. The guides are installed first, as you can see in the images, and then the wall panels and doors are fitted. It takes approximately 1 day per floor, so in most instances, in 2 to 3 days, we are complete, far quicker than adapting a downstairs area for living. So, just to sum up the best parts of platform lifts, these are the main points. The one we consider as the biggest benefit is that it is large enough for a carer to easily travel with a wheelchair user. And the higher weight limit means this can be bariatric or electric chair users too. Along with the safety features, battery backup, safety edges, security and fire doors, there are the other multiple options such as doors on 3 sides, automatic openers, glazing and colours. Other benefits include the 95% recyclable parts and an eco-friendly motor, which makes it cost less than a kettle to run. On to some of the regulations you need to think about. These are the regulations covering platform lifts. Our lifts are all CE marked to EN 8141 to ensure they comply with all the EU and UK regulations, so you know you're getting a good quality, safe and controlled piece of equipment. The Machinery Directive is a European directive that covers all machinery supplied and installed within the member states. It ensures a common safety level is met. Platform lifts fall under the Machinery Directive, so they are looked upon as a piece of machinery, not a lift. This limits the speed they can run at to 0.15 metres per second, and also calls for constant pressure buttons on the platform. EN 8141 covers platform lifts manufactured in the EU and ensures that all products meet the EC directive. It's basically the top of the pyramid and combines all legislation. The main takeaway is the requirement for a two-way communication interface. In most instances, a telephone will be fitted, but this can be switched with an autodialer. Part M is the British Building Regulation Standard. It provides advice on what to allow for and the provisions that should be made allowing access into and within a dwelling. It ensures that an adequate space is left for a lift and also for things such as turning circles. Other local national standards like BS 6440 and Lifetime Homes gives advice on safety features of the lifts and provide criteria to ensure homes are designed to make them accessible and easily adaptable with inclusions such as leaving a knockout panel for a lift. And a couple of quick case studies of some of our previous happy customers. Kyla, a powered wheelchair user, purchased a 4-storey Victorian property in Brighton. It had a relatively small footprint, but with some clever design by her architect and builder and advice from us, the house was adapted to allow for our 6,000 lift. There were 5 stops in total and the doors had to be located on 2 sides with adjacent entrances. The headroom over the lift at the top floor was very tight, so a special sized door was fitted. Powered doors were also included to the lift, making the house completely accessible across all floors. This was Kyla's second lift from Gartec, having previously had one installed at a property in London. The 4-year-old Isla has a condition that means she will end up in a wheelchair. Her parents were keen to stay in their property and decided to build an extension and adapt the house to make it suitable for Isla's future needs. They received a grant which covered a through-floor lift installation, but they didn't like the look of this style of lift. They were really keen for everything to blend in and not have a disability look. They found Gartec on the web and, having then visited the showroom, made the decision to fund the extra for our 6000 model. The larger size platform meant they can feel safe knowing that whatever size chair Isla ends up needing, the lift will be able to accommodate it. They also opted for the remote control facility, which will help Isla use the lift as she grows older. They love the lift and the day-to-day living is now so much easier. No more carrying Isla up the stairs. Thank you for your time today. If you require any further information or wish to discuss a project that you are working on, or to book in for a showroom appointment, please don't hesitate to get in touch.